Have you heard of storm phobic dogs? Yeah, these dogs that ruin your property like this, they're just storm phobic. Yeah, they just need some more SSRIs, a whole bunch of more money spent on them, some insurance claims filled out. Yeah, they're just storm phobic. No, this isn't a squatter that lives in your house is tearing up your property. No, it's just a storm phobic dog. Yeah, so evidently this is a huge thing storm phobia. It sounds more like this dog is just a deranged dum dum that has no appreciation of nature. Storms are actually pretty cool. Listening to lightning and thunder, going out and seeing the lightning strikes, it's beautiful. So these dogs are just jerk offs that don't give a crap about nature. They're not storm phobic, they're just freaking assholes. So why do people call these dogs storm phobic? This is a little marketing trick that's being done on you on a daily basis. It's called words that hide the truth, soft language. So, check out this After Skool video about words that hide the truth. He talks about a lot of interesting stuff. But you see what's going on right here? We have the soft language, and then we have reality. People that are pushing this dog culture on you, they realize they realize that your tendency is towards this. So they're going to tell you all this stuff about dogs, the soft language. They're going to say it's man's best friend, it knows you better than a human. They're going to say all of those little soft language things instead of saying that this is a deranged, nature hating squatter that lives in your house for free and tears up your property. That's really what the dog is. But they're using all this soft language to get you to buy more stuff and get more dogs and just be a big freaking doofus. So, in George Carlin's example, one of the things he talks about people that were in the military that suffered lots of strife and saw death and destruction, they called that shell shock. But as the years went on, finally they call it PTSD. At one point they called it battle fatigue. So they just add more and more words and more syllables to just give it soft language to make it seem, like, oh, he just got PTSD. We're gonna give him some drugs and stuff, put him at home, give him like 2 or 3 German Shepherd, quote unquote, PTSD dogs, and then that's how this whole thing goes. The soft language hides the reality of it, and people don't get the help they need, and people waste their time on non productive habits. One of the things he mentions is the pain is buried under jargon. This is like when a woman gets attacked by a dog and she's in the hospital, her face is all stitched back together, blood transfusions, ventilators, respirators, supplemental oxygen for this person to be alive. And what will the news stories say? They'll say, well, she's recovering from a dog attack and her injuries aren't life threatening, and the dog is going to go get a rabies shot. That's the pain that they bury under the jargon of dog culture. They're constantly using this jargon, Oh, the dog, we don't know what triggered the animal. It's a fanged predator that killed somebody or put somebody at the verge of death. The woman is not recovering in the hospital, as they say on all those stupid news stories about dog attacks. The woman is suffering from a near death experience while her family worries if she will stay alive, and the community has to dump a bunch of time into keeping her alive, blood transfusions, on call doctors running in to stitch her back together and get her veins stitched back up where the dog ripped all of her veins out. So that's the jargon. They just hide the pain. I kind of wonder if George Carlin did this little skit about soft words today, if he would have talked about like nanny dogs and man's best friend and dogs are better than humans, because that's the way they talk. Yet dogs are constantly causing problems all over the place, attacking themselves, getting into packs, and killing little newborn babies. So it's interesting that he didn't mention it, but this was like in the early 90s, so dog stuff wasn't going on so bad. But After Skool does a really great drawing to talk about or to illustrate what he's talking about. And here's this lady saying nice words. And here are all these people suffering death and destruction, toxic waste. And the same thing with dog culture. There will be several dog attacks in the neighborhood, from pit bulls chasing people on bikes, damaging other small dogs, killing infants, tearing apart the walls of houses. And then what will they say? Oh, man's best friend sometimes goes a little bit crazy. And then this is the reality. This little picture right here, this is like the reality of dog culture. So back to our dogs that they say are storm, they don't like storms. He's just storm phobic. No, the thing is a mangy, nature hating, property ruining, freeloading little punk that has to have constant care just so it doesn't tear your property up. So I think these dogs should be called squatters. So look at these pictures from Squatter Stories. This looks like the house where a dog lives. Like here's a picture right here. This is a picture from one of these squatting stories. This could easily be a pit bull owner or somebody that had a couple mastiffs, and we went to the store for a couple hours and our mastiffs just hated that lightning storm and they just got a little rambunctious. Hee hee ha ha. Oh boy, it's a good thing we got all that extra insurance. Golly. This easily could be one of those dog stories. But this is a squatter story. So yeah, dogs are just squatters. They're irresponsible squatters that will find any excuse to tear up your property. They're not storm phobic. Like, oh, the lightning made me afraid. Now I'm gonna chew a hole in your floor. Like this one I showed you earlier. This is your typical post from a dog mom that lives in an apartment or whatever. Oh, he just got a little frightened by the storm. Hee hee. No, this thing's a freaking squatter in your house. The dog can't pay for his own way, and he's going to ruin your property. This is a squatter. Here's a picture from a squatter story. This looks like a dog owner's YouTube channel. Oh, we went to visit my dad, and we stayed an extra hour, and we knew that Scruffy didn't get his Cheetos that he always likes, that we like to sit on the couch and give him all day. So he got a little stressed, and there was a rainstorm, so look what he did. Oh, and then the mailman dropped off a package, so that really triggered him. Yeah, this looks like a dog owner's house, but no, that's from a squatter. That's from a squatter trashing someone's property. So yeah, these dogs are not storm phobic. They're squatters. They're property damaging squatters.